One. What's up, everybody? Yeah. It's Zach. I'm joined along with the man, the myth, the legend, Handles McTavish.
Okay. All right. That's not the name I was expecting tonight.
I went there. I made
Look
that
at you
one
with
up.
your beanie, by the way. But
Thanks,
you
man.
rocking that thing.
Thanks, man. I got to show you here in just a minute, dude. Now, Derek, you've seen me in a lot of outfits. You've seen me from college to band director to freelancer. You've seen me in a lot of things. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. But welcome, everybody, to the stream. We hope that you're doing awesome tonight. This is the NerdCave News, and I'm glad that you're here, guys. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure you share it with somebody that you love, because sharing is caring, and we're in the giving season. And
it is that time of the year, isn't it? It is the Christmas season.
It is the Christmas season. And you know what better gift to give the Nerd Cave? You know what I mean? Like you've got, you might, we're in economic times, you know what I mean? Like we got some strain in the economic times right now. But you know what?
Pennies.
You know what's free? Watching the Nerd Cave. You know what I mean? So give the gift that keeps on giving. Come on down and watch some good old Nerd Cave. Share it with somebody that you love. Now, Derek, how's it been? How was your Thanksgiving? What did you eat? Good.
I'm about to say, of course. Go ahead.
What did you eat? What was like the thing that you were like looking so forward to?
Oh, that had to have been the dressing. Like definitely that's good, because it's sausage, it's a bunch of different things in it, so I like that. What else was there? There was one other thing. Oh, they have these like honey glazed carrots that we buy from the market. Like I forget what brand it is. I forget if it's like Bird's Eye or Green Giant, but we have those. And it's so good. Like it's not like super sweet, but it's just got that like nice balance of sweet with the carrot, just to make it more enjoyable.
Yeah, just a little bit and everything. Yeah, I was dealing with like a stomach bug. Like, that whole week, man. And I would like Amy wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling good. So like it was just like
around though, bro.
I know, man. Like leading up to it was like me and the toilet had become one. We had we had joined, you know what I mean? We had the fusion dance occurred.
Yeah, but it was like when Trunks and Goten did the fusion dance the first time and missed, and it was like fat Gotenks.
Yeah,
like, it's an abomination. You don't want that kind of fusion.
100%. Joe says, Zach, you look like a low-level enemy from a video game that you fight on the street, like Batman or Spider-Man criminals, but you look good. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Like that, I'm an enemy. How about like I'm just like I'm a I don't know, something cool. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So speaking of like my look right now, Derek, I've been going through this process of getting like new clothes. Kind of working on my look and everything.
New drip, as the kids would say.
Yeah. I'm getting outfits, what I call fits and everything. I'm rocking my Casio watch right here, just kind of tying it all together. Flex. You know what I mean? Casio's not that expensive. I literally a friend gave me this watch, so you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So. What's funny is like I work with a church, and the dude like he comments every time he sees me that and Amy made this beanie. Amy made this beanie. Job. She did an awesome job. So one of the guys that I work with, Caleb, he started his own company and all of that. He's not doing video stuff as much anymore. He started his own coffee company in Pensacola, and he's got a really nice place. But he borrows gear from me and everything, and every time he sees me, he's like, oh man, you live in that hip life. He's like I'm all the time just looking different, and I like I didn't have money to buy clothes. Let's just be honest. I didn't have like it. Like me and Amy were talking yesterday. I was like, we were living on love. You know what I mean? We were living on the love. Welcome, Jess and family. How are y'all doing tonight? So, I found an awesome jacket. And I've been working on my outfit. So I'm going to show everybody what I rocked at work today. You ready for this, Derek? I'm sharing this in Discord, okay? I'm sharing this in Discord. Let me pull this up so everybody can see this as well. Let me don't react yet. Don't react yet. All right. This is what I wore to work today. Got me this long coat, you know what I mean? Got the beanie. Got me some green joggers and some blue shoes. Yeah, man.
Kevin from Home Alone is ready to have you invade his house, it looks like.
Why am I a criminal? Why are y'all making me out to be a criminal?
It's better than the other idea that went through my head.
Dude, I look fresh to death over here.
No, you do. I'm just saying. No, you look good. That is not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying it's like you just look like one of those like people on New York City that's like, hey, you want to buy a watch?
It's the coat, like the coat. It's just long. It's just long.
It is.
But yeah, like you've seen me like shorts, t-shirt, flip flops, Zach. Like you know what I mean. And then you saw Band Raider Zach polos, Columbia shirts. Shorts, you know what I mean, and then like some button ups a little bit after that. Now I'm in the new era. I'm in the hip era of Zach's wardrobe, and thanks to my wife,
hipster.
I don't know if I'm necessary. I like to think of it as streetwear, not necessarily hipster. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
with the coat, just if you had the beanie.
Well, it was cold outside, man. Plus, you don't want to see my hair right now, dude. My hair looks atrocious. That's why I'm wearing this thing.
Are you wearing beanies now? Because are you balding?
Well, I do have some thinnage up there, but but yeah, like I have this beard balm, and I usually put it in my beard and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this morning I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try it and put it in my hair. Dude, my hair is flat. You know how much body my hair normally has?
Oh yeah.
Nothing. It is like flat as a flitter. Like it is like, yeah. You look like you're dropping the ACH and just going by Z now. I kind of like that. Artist formerly known as Zach. Yeah. Yeah, just Z. Just Z. We're getting weird. Hopefully nobody's seen any of those, but anyway, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, I just wanted to show my fit today. You know what I mean? I'm feeling fresh to death. Z the rapper. Now, I did when I taught a 3rd grade class in Troy for one of my classes, early elementary ed. I went by Mr. Z.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
any particular reason why, or just felt like it?
Like Mr. Dykes, like I didn't want to deal with it.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like I was just like, I'm just gonna go by Mr. Z, and then like they'll never know.
Savage, bro. Like,
well, it's like it's not even that. It was just like I don't even want them to know my last name so they can never find me. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like they don't even know my first name because it's just Mr. Z.
Yeah.
Like you don't even get to know. Man, I phoned that in so hard. Second cousin twice removed from Mr. T. Hey, yeah, maybe. Now, Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Derek.
I was about to say you haven't been able to do this for 2 weeks.
Oh my God, they are roasting me over. Get some overalls, and you can also double as minion. I'm gonna start blocking people. I'm gonna start blocking people up in here.
Nah, I'm about to say I can't agree with that. Like, nah, minion, you can't pull that off.
Thanks. I can't pull off a minion.
Well, I'm saying is like I meant that is more endearing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know what you meant. Yeah, we're gonna be blocking some people up in here. I don't care if you're Patreon supporters or not. Get blocked.
No.
Yeah, I know y'all brutal. I'm over here looking good. I got my beard trimmed. I got my hair trimmed. Well, right now it's just flat, but I, did all of that. Looking fresh to death. Sharing my fit, sharing my the goods. You know what I mean? Y'all want to look fresh? I know where to get some cool clothes. Jess over here. May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your armpits.
All right, that's a weird. Okay, that's a weird curse. That King Ramses from Courage the Cowardly Dog just comes in and is like, return the slab. And that's one of the curses.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's from MASH. The TV show. Mm-hmm. Klinger. He was like Turkish or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, he would always be like, may the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your armpits. I got $20 in my pocket. That's where I get my clothes. Thrift store. $20
in my pocket.
I guess I am on the hot seat tonight. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm looking.
It's because you took the last. It's because you took the last episode off.
Maybe it's because I'm looking so hot. You know what I mean?
This is why I'm hot. This is
why
I'm hot. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Now we're going into the holiday season, guys. And that means we need to talk about merchandise. You can go get your awesome merch at the NerdCave merch store. You
want a new fit yourself, by the way.
Yeah, you need some socks to keep your feetsies warm. We got those. You want, some cool shirts, some cool, designs, all of these good things. You can get that as well. Now, Derek, we got one design we haven't released yet. We got one design we haven't released yet, and I'm waiting for a reason to release it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is for all of our I'm showing our merch store here, y'all. See our awesome socks. They got topography on them. We got our pumpkin spice Margot and Linda shirts. We got a sweater version. We got a t-shirt version. Milking the hogs, slaughtering the horses. We got a cartoon version. We got the foundation shirt. We got good game glasses. We got the wolf pack. Now I got one shirt I haven't released yet, Derek.
Okay. All right.
And it's for all of our power wash enthusiasts.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I've got one and it's awesome. Now I need people to be hyped for that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need people burning down, liquor stores. I don't know why they're burning down liquor stores, but guys, if you want to check out our awesome, I need like one more monitor, Derek. I need one more monitor and like a whole new computer. But if you want to check these out, guys, if you want to grab your very own NerdCave merch, I'm gonna drop the link right now. Boom, there you go. Thanks, my love. She said, I think you look good. Thank you. That should be a donation goal. Roast Zach night. Maybe we do the roast of Zach. Yeah. You know what I mean? We do a big live event. We go rent a space. That's going to be a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a lot of money.
That's going to be like the ultimate tier.
You know what I mean? Like, we bring on Robbie, we bring on Derek Diamond, we get Brandon involved because he's got crap to say.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. But we of course I think you get the prime spot because you get the brunt of everything every week. You know what I mean? You get the brunt of everything every week. So you get like the prime spot, but then I get to roast all of y'all back. That's how it works. So
no, that's not how that works.
That's how a roast works, Derek. I'm quite sure I've watched them.
No. All right, how about this? You get to roast everyone else but me back. You roast me just about every week. Just like even the last episode when I soloed it, even though I was speaking facts, you still had to butt in and give me mess.
Hey, dude, I kept you straight in the comments as well. I was over here giving you fact checks, giving you the stuff you needed. You're like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And then I'm like, hey, this is what the answer is. And you're like, oh, thank you. Thank you, Zach. Oh my God, you're my bestie. Now,
you know, I'm gonna let you have that one because you weren't on the last episode, so you got to get it out of your system.
Yeah, you should go check out Derek's solo adventure. He did an awesome job on his solo adventure. Even though he was trying to throw shade and got caught. He was trying to throw shade and got caught. Oh yeah, totally. I'll let you control this side of things next week. How about that?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. So, guys, this is the holiday season. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of things happening. A lot of, shopping and all of those things. We just want y'all to know that you're loved, and if you need anyone to talk to, y'all can reach out to us. We're here, and people in the community as well. We lost Jason David Frank last week, and it took his own life. And we want y'all to know that y'all have a place here in the Nerd Cave. It's not just a saying, part of the ship, part of the crew. It's a way of life. Okay, so y'all are here. We love y'all. So this is a time where things can get overwhelming. People can feel like they're only making it by. You know what I mean? So know that you're here, and people would rather have you than gifts. Okay, so don't get stressed out about having to buy everything for everybody. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that. That's not the big deal. All right, it's you're the big deal. So just wanted to say that during all of the holidays and all that, we'll be figuring out schedules and all that good stuff, but for right now, just Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know what I mean? We're gonna be here, we're gonna be chatting. Christmas is on a Sunday, man.
Oh yeah, it is. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like I don't get 2 days off of work now because it's on Sunday. Yeah.
Well, you know how some of the holidays, when they fall on the weekends, they still is like, oh, Monday we're observing it. It's like, all right, you should observe Christmas for work days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I get the 23rd off, and it's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the 23rd and I'm going to take the 26th off.
As you should.
It's like, I'm getting my 2 days, baby. I'm getting my 2 days. Joe, I will straight up ban you, son. A lot of unattended houses, huh, Zach? I heard there was a big family going on vacation to Paris or something. There's no way that they made enough money to go on vacation like that. He was a drug dealer or he was part of the mob. I'm just saying. Something was going on.
Either that or he did some insider trading, like something.
Yeah, he had one of them. Never mind, I ain't gonna say that. Anyway,
Swiss bank accounts.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, well, there you go. He was part of them. That Joe Gotti account.
Okay.
Gotti was right. John Gotti. He was like a head mob boss in New York. Yeah. I watched this interesting documentary on Netflix before we get into the news. I love documentaries, Derek. I don't know if you know this.
It seems to be the rage.
Yeah, I love documentaries. There's a whole series called Untold Stories through Netflix or whatever, but there was this one called Flagrant Foul, and apparently in 2007 there was the FBI found this NBA ref that was betting on games and calling games, and the dude made only $30,000, but the mob was involved and they made $30 million off of him.
Woof.
Crazy stuff, dude. Crazy stuff. It was really, really good. Highly, highly suggested. Really well shot. But anyway, That's
Only
neither here nor there.
1%, man. That doesn't seem like a deal to me at all.
Yeah, I mean, well, he didn't know. Like he was like, he was the small fish, but he was the one that was like doing everything because like he had insider information. He knew who was hurt. He knew, what refs were reffing games and if they had any beef with any players or coaches or anything like that. It was very interesting, man. And yeah. So go check it out, guys. Go check it out. And the Emily in Paris trailer, man, it looks so good.
Never watched the show.
It's good. You would not like it. I'm just going to tell you. You would not like it. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed it. It's really good. Me and Amy watching. It's a really good show. Yeah. That and I've been watching New Girl with Zooey Deschanel.
Okay.
It's a good show. Good show. We're right before the Sasuke retrieval arc, so we're taking a little bit of break before we jump into that. You know what I mean?
Take a breather, take a step back, and then prepare yourself for the best arc in part 1.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, we're gonna take a little break, and then we'll go into that, and then I got to figure out where we can watch Shippuden with actual, like, dubbed voices because she's not gonna read subtitles.
No.
You know what I mean?
But I'm curious, what are her like? We obviously know she thinks we're crazy that we like Itachi.
Mm-hmm.
What are her thoughts on Jiraiya? I'm interested to see what she likes.
She does not like Jiraiya at all, dude.
I figured.
she's like he creeps me out.
But now, as a mentor to Naruto, though, like, what are her thoughts on that?
It's hard to get past that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's hard to get past that. So that, like, she's seeing a little bit more of that, but like, she's like, yeah, I just don't like him. Which
that's fair.
The voice actor for Jiraiya and Naruto are going to be in Pensacola this weekend.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're going to be at the state fairground. So.
Oh, not a con. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a little con, but pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I hope you've ate. I hope that you have, got your feeding troughs in front of you. I hope you got your, how like horses got the bags.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted one of those so bad as a kid for like, I was just like, I wanted a feeding bag. Cause like, man, I could just do whatever I want while I'm like eating. You know what I mean? It's just like there. I don't even have to use my hands.
I don't know though. Well, you'd have to alter it obviously, because they got those long faces, so that way it gets to the bottom of the bag. You'd have to like raise it up if you did it that way, but you can always adjust it. So
true. Or maybe I have it where it's like, I don't know. We're getting into the weeds here, Derek. Yep. You know what I mean?
Semantics.
Cody said, is a little con considered small time crime?
Huh.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Guys, if you haven't, hit that like button. Hit it. Smack it around.
Yeah.
Smash it. Yeah. All those good things. All right. Let's do it, Derek. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. I hope you wearing your seatbelt.
Oh, let me buckle in real quick.
Clink, clink. I'm going to stop. You want to know the title of this? Never mind. I'm not even going to say the title of this song.
Never mind.
Like, I looked at it. I'm like, that's funny. And I'm like, never mind. I can't say it. I'll text it to you. I'll take a picture. It's the one where...
Send me a link.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. Sorry, guys. We're keeping it family friendly for all of y'all.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. All right, I just texted it to you. All right. We don't fade out music here. We just stop it.
Right, just abruptly.
Yep, just abruptly. Like the pros do.
Right.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Whoa. Okay. All right.
Guys, thank y'all for hitting that like button. Keep smashing it. Share it with somebody because we're getting into the news. Hit the record button so I don't forget about that, because I've done that several times because I'm trying to save room on the old computer, so I don't like record all the stream like I used to. You know. All right, here we go. So how this works, guys, we're going to reintroduce the show and then we're going to get into it. We want your comments. We want your thoughts. We want you to be a part of this episode because it's going to be an awesome one. This is the first time we've been together in 2 weeks.
Yep.
All right. So it's going to be a great one. Starting in
the rust off.
Dude, the rust is already off, man. I'm already spick and span. I got Chrome on Chrome on Chrome, man. I'm spinning. I got 24s and they spinning. I stopped driving 3 weeks ago. They still spinning, baby. They still spinning.
So what you're saying is your Flavor Flav.
No, man. I'm Rick Ross. Every day I'm hustling. All day, son. All day. I can do this all day. All day. Cap. All day.
One more time. All day.
All day. All right, here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Nerd Cave News. I am one of your hosts, Zach Dykes, joined along with the croissant eating, beret wearing, snooty foo fa fa, who knows he's better than you. It's Pierre Sebastian La Baguette.
Oui.
Well, Sebastian, Pierre, Sebastian La Baguette. I'm glad that you're here. Tell us, filthy Americans. Tell us, filthy Americans, what you do for Christmas.
I eat escargot and only the finest of blue cheese.
And you smoke a cigarette, I'm sure.
Yes, I have it on the side of my mouth while I eat. That's how proper Frenchmen do.
That's how you flavor everything cigarette flavor, right?
Exactly. And that's my seasoning. Who needs salt? You just need cigarettes. Ash.
It's ash. You know what I mean? Hey, I heard that
ice cream.
I heard that it like curbs cravings.
Yeah, only because it makes everything taste like crap.
Well, Pierre, I'm glad that you're here. We got an awesome show for everybody. We're talking about Microsoft smelling blood in the water. They smelled it and they like pounced on Activision Blizzard. We got the Xbox 360 controller coming back. We got Mario movie trailer. We got games that are releasing in December. We're going to be ranking those bad boys. We got
tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, man. Tomorrow's the 2nd. Dude, it's crazy how fast this year's gone, Pierre. This year's gone so fast.
I felt like I woke up last week and we just were getting Horizon Forbidden West. And it's like, now I'm here and it's like December and like year's going to end.
Yeah. Like, we've had almost a month of God of War Ragnarok, and it's like, is that really real? Is that real? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it is.
Every time I turn on my PS5 and see that on my homepage, and I was like, yep, it's still here.
So we got an awesome show for you guys, and we got so many more stories that we're going to run you through, because this is the Nerd Cave News, where each and every week we run you through all the video game news that you need to know. You can watch us live over on youtube.com/NerdCave Network on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time, or you can catch us on the podcast. I almost had it, Derek. I almost crushed that. You know what I mean? Because I have this written out wrong and I'm having to make it up. I'm having to make it up, guys.
You have to do stuff on the fly. You never do that.
Guys, we have a podcast version. If you want that podcast version, you can go check us out over on Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and Anchor. Go subscribe and listen to it each and every week. While you're there, leave us a 5-star review. I will get this updated, guys. I'm telling you the truth. If I'm lying, I'm dying. It might be the beginning of next year. I'm just going to say it because I'm a busy dude. Yeah. I'm a busy dude, and you're busy as well. And I respect your time. And I'm going to set boundaries because my time is money.
Yep. It's precious.
It's precious. My precious. But enough about that. This episode is brought to you by the Epic Games Store and our wonderful patrons. You can support us by going and using creator code NerdCave at checkout in the Epic Games Store. Even on free games, it does help out. You can get those V-Bucks, baby. You can get those Brawler Bucks if you still playing Rumbleverse. Is it Rumbleverse?
Yeah.
Or you could go to get them Sony games. You can get Miles Morales. It just came out last month on the PC. You can be doing all that. You can get, if you're really like a masochist, you can go get Gotham Knights and play that. You know what I mean? You could pre-order games. You can do all of these things, guys, by using our creator code NerdCave at checkout, and you can be epic. Become part of the ship, part of the exclusive crew by going to patreon.com/nerdcave, just like our wonderful crew members, the first mate, Brandon Hicks. Been editing his wedding photos, Derek. And it's like, you see someone, like you hang out with somebody, play video games with somebody, but then you see them looking at the love of their life, and it's like, he's a big old softy. He's a big old teddy bear. You know what I mean? It's like you might talk it, but you big old teddy bear. Just like I'm a big old teddy bear. You know what I mean? When I'm looking at my love of my life.
I was about to say, when you let your beard grow out, you're like a big old porcupine, but it's still you're still cuddly.
Pierre, go smoke a cigarette. Our helmsman, the conductor, our gunners, Daniel Sanford, Rushing Waters Yoga, Marilyn James, Brittany, the Granny B. Harrison, and our deckhand, Martin Sager. It's December.
Hold on.
Yes.
It's December, by the way.
Yes.
As you were just getting into. Mm-hmm. You think it's time to bring back for our first mate the title of Salty Santa?
I think it is. It's Salty Santa season. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah.
Or Salty Santa. He got
married, the salt is gone. He still has plenty of salt in him.
Or Salty Santa seasoning.
Ooh, I like it. Gordon Ramsay approves.
Yeah. So our first mate, the Salty Santa, Brandon Hicks. Guys, I'm excited. December is upon us. That means we are in our last game club of the year. We're playing God of War Ragnarok. And, dude, I've been enjoying this game so much. Now, I got so much flack, Derek. I talked about Game Award nominations, and I know you talked about it on the news 2 weeks ago as well. We put out a video about it, and I did that on one of the shows. And I got so much flack because people are like, well, how could you vote for God of War for Game of the Year if you hadn't even finished it? It's like, I already know, baby. I already know. It's like, I can compare the little bit that I've played to everything that I've played this whole year. And I can already tell you, baby, that the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I definitely agree. And here's just a little insight, peek behind the curtain for all these review outlets you go to. A lot of these review outlets, they don't beat the game before they put the score on it and put out the review article. No. They play majority of the game to get enough of an opinion to write article and put a score on it. So when you go to the IGNs, when you go to Kotaku, well, no, they probably don't even rate video games anymore.
GameSpot.
When you go to the GameSpots and all that, a lot of the times I haven't finished it either. So,
Yeah.
and yet you still go buy those reviews before you spend $60. So don't at Zach.
Yeah, exactly. So, God of War Ragnarok, I put in about 16 hours. We were talking a little bit
Yeah.
beforehand just to
Yeah.
see where each of us are. And the way
Right.
we do this, guys, is we say what realm we're in.
Yeah.
And currently, I just finished Vanaheim the first
Yeah.
time. I'm in the next realm because I don't want to give any spoilers away because, any of that good stuff.
Yeah.
And the storytelling, the way they're weaving all of this together is just amazing. If y'all are looking for a good story game, you know what I mean? Like, so many people enjoy multiplayer, which I enjoy multiplayer. But man, as soon as I got my hands on God of War, I'm just like, I'm done. You know what I mean? It's like I just want to play. I just want to play.
That's the itch. And like I said, I play like very rarely, like tonight I'll probably, because I have tomorrow off. Like tonight I'll probably play some, depending on how I feel after the show. But like most of the time I just play, like I get what I need to get done on my days off, and then the majority of the rest of my day is just playing God of War.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I play it chunks at a time. But my gosh, like the storytelling, like there's a one moment, like going back to like the first time of Anaheim, where there's dialogue between characters, and then like they bring up things from past games. I'm like, oh, they went there. Okay.
Yeah, dude, I was so excited that they brought in some PSP Ghosts of Sparta like stuff that I was just like, was it Ghosts of Sparta or was Chains of Olympus?
No, it's Ghosts of Sparta.
Okay. I couldn't remember which one it was, but man, like the depth that is in this game, it's not just what's happening there, it's the lineage. And I think that's one of the nice things about where PlayStation is, gaming in general. It's not just surface level storytelling anymore. They're willing to work with lore. They're willing to not just like books that you could read like Skyrim, but they're willing to like really delve in deep to what is going on and what's come before it.
And so just so obviously I'm not gonna, I don't know. I'm 37 hours in, so I'm actually on Vanaheim the second time. I'm like going back to that the first time in particular, the dialogue exchanges they have between, with Kratos and other characters that are with them. It worries me because now, granted, it is fleshing out Kratos. It is talking about like they're getting to know him a little bit better. Like from because they don't know what he was like in the like when he was in Greece, like in the Greek pantheon. So they're trying to get a little bit more of his background because they're trying to level with him and open up. He's trying to open up more and like be more, because it's like the theme between him and Atreus. You know what I mean? Like them just being more open with each other, them getting to acknowledge like, hey, Atreus is growing into his old man. I need to like not just be over him like helicopter parent. I need to help him grow and be by his side. The only thing with this is like, now granted it's probably a storytelling trick, but obviously not having beat it yet, I'm worried how this is going to end because of all those dialogue choices that they're making throughout this game. It's like, you're making all these callbacks to past games. What should I be worried about? What am I not seeing here? Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm glad that they're, doing it. I'm curious if they bring like Persephone, like if they talk about like all of that and everything. But I don't think we necessarily see it. I think he's just saying like I've lived a life and I've learned from that, and especially like who he's with in Vanaheim. It's like, yes, there might have been mistakes, but we can learn, we can grow, we can keep living and not just dwell on that situation, those situations. Like that doesn't define who you are.
Exactly. And speaking of that situation, like obviously not getting into details here, but that one dialogue where it's like, oh, how do you know like what it's like to do this? And I'm just like, you don't even know.
You don't
and then
even know.
it gets brought up. I'm like, boy.
Yeah, I think they handled that whole. We're talking in riddles here, guys.
Yeah.
Talking in vagueness here, but to be able to go from where we are at the end of the last game to where when you leave Vanaheim for the first time,
Yeah.
the relationship there, seeing like what it actually like becomes, like they did so much good writing in that realm to make that seem plausible, to make that
Yes.
seem believable. And no, is it perfect? By no means. And they even say that. It's like, you know, I'm not, I don't forgive you, but I'm still angry, but I'm
Yeah.
not going, you know, all those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But so good, guys. Y'all need to be playing it. Joe says the beginning of the game is better than most of the games that came out this year. 100%.
For sure.
And you know, like I hate it for Horizon. I hate that
I know.
Horizon and God of War are in the same year because Horizon was such an amazing game. It
Yep.
was so good.
Once again, Horizon is the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, exactly. Like so many good things came out of Horizon Forbidden West, like the just what they were able to do, but it's like you see God of War and it's like they've taken it in both of the games, like the gameplay has jumped up so much and the story playing has jumped up so much. But man, am I not more engaged with this story than I am Horizon? Like it was
For
still
sure.
really good, but man, I was so annoyed by Aloy at the beginning of that game for like the first half of that game. I was just like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an
That's
idiot.
true.
You know, I'm saying that about Atreus. You're an idiot. You're an idiot, you know.
You know, not
But
as big of an idiot as 2018, but still an idiot.
yeah. He's a kid, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, but it's really good. Like
Yeah.
so God of War, you know, we're next week's the Game Awards, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
That's during our time.
Ooh. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that because
Yeah.
I have some scheduling. Like, we can do the show, but as
Mhm.
far as like how long we're gonna be able to watch Game Awards, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah. We'll let y'all know what's going on with Game Awards and everything.
Yeah.
But God of War Ragnarok Game Club, y'all let us know what is your like. We want to hear your stories. We want to know what you're enjoying so far. You know, the rune system is annoying in this game. I'm just gonna say it.
You talking
Getting
about for the Nornir chests?
no. I'm talking about like getting like the runic attacks for your different
Oh,
weapons. It's
oh,
so slow compared to the first game.
yeah, that's true. Because it felt like you were getting them at a steadier pace, and
Mhm.
now it's just like trickle, trickle, trickle.
Yeah.
Um, Real quick before we move on to the actual show, I know we got to get into it. Svartalheim and Vanaheim,
Mhm.
because they obviously Svartalheim they showcased a lot in previews.
Yep.
Vanaheim they talked about as like being one of their most ambitious realms they wanted to create. Um, how are you liking those compared to just not even the 20 like the realms we got in 2018, but just in like the overall game? Because I know the realms we visited from 2018 have been updated, you know, in
Yeah.
Ragnarok. But you know, like how are you liking Svartalheim and Vanaheim in particular?
I felt a little limited in Svartalheim. I've only went there the
Yeah.
first time,
Okay.
especially the beginning part of it. But
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting with the geyser, the gameplay, the verticality that was
Yeah.
in that one. Vanaheim, it was beautiful. Like again, verticality was
Yeah.
introduced more into that. New enemies, both realms have
Yeah.
new enemies, which I think is nice. At the same time, like they're bigger, but I feel more confined.
I get that only because it's like you have to because you there's a lot of places you can't go yet until you get
Mhm.
further into the game. But it does a nice job of like from where I'm at, it does a nice job of pacing because once you get those other elements that you need to progress, you go back there through the story anyway. So it's like okay, now I can if I don't get it if I don't get like if I don't go back there because I need a break, it's like, hey, let me do some more exploring.
Mm,
The story will take me there eventually, and then it's like, okay, now I can go off the beaten path and do what I
yeah.
need to. So I definitely get that argument. But it's still like I texted you like when we started the game, like Svartalheim was absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Vanaheim is super detailed, like the
Hmm.
especially certain situations you go to. Um, but yeah, like it's done well. But I definitely get your argument.
Yeah, and like again, I've only went to both of them one time, so I have not
Yeah,
explored past that.
yeah,
But I have enjoyed the little side quests that you get in both realms.
yeah,
Svartalheim more than Vanaheim, really, because like the whole like well thing, dude.
yeah,
Like that was there's a moment
yeah,
in Vanaheim where someone was like, "You will kill when I tell you to kill," and then Kratos is like, "I will not kill when you tell me to kill. I am no
yeah,
one's monster." I
yeah.
was like, "Yes,
My
that is
man.
riding there." I was like, "Yeah," because like like that whole thing, like he's always seen himself as a monster,
Yep.
and now he's like, I am no one's monster. Like, I still think that Kratos thinks he is a monster, but he is no one else's monster but himself. But
Yeah.
that line right there, dude, it was just like, yeah. It was so good. It was so good.
It's so done well. I will say my one because my one thing with Vanaheim is like when you go back, like not getting into details, but a lot of stuff opens up and you get so many side quests when you
Mm,
go back to Vanaheim. So you will not get bored. Trust me.
okay.
You have a lot of stuff, and there's like where I'm at because I'm just busy like doing because literally I'll go and do one thing and like I'll pick up two more just because I happen to walk in that same area. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, you're kind of overwhelming me, but there's like this
Yeah.
overarching thing. It's like a side quest that's could have been part of the main quest, honestly, because of how much like they're trying to make an intrigue about it story wise. But it's like it's cool. It's very cool as a side quest.
Yeah. And one last thing, because we gotta rank December's games.
Oh yeah.
Um, I like that the Odin's Ravens actually have a purpose this time around.
Yes. Like
Man, that is so nice. And that armor set is so good. Like, I like the first time I got when I went to
yeah.
Niflheim and everything, which I have a love-hate relationship with Niflheim. I have a love-hate
I'm just
relationship.
glad I don't have to worry about any stupid fog.
Yeah, exactly. But I love that, like, with like, destroying the ravens, they're like freeing them and everything,
Yeah.
and you actually get armor from it, and it's not bad armor, it's actually really good armor.
Yeah.
So like I'm really glad that it's not just like do this thing, do this thing. It's like,
Yeah.
and like the collector's stuff, like the poems that you've been getting and everything. I don't know if you've
So
looked at
good.
them.
Yep. Yep. They're
Yeah,
representative. Yeah.
of all the Sony games and everything, and on like the covers is like the game that it represents and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it, guys. Let us know what you think about God of War Ragnarok, guys. But we're gonna get into ranking December's games. So
Yeah.
December is upon us. We've
Yep.
got a bunch of games that we've got to rank. Now, Derek,
Yeah.
let's talk about these games. We're going to rank them on S all the way to D tier. There are a ton of games that are coming out. All right, there are a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones.
Yeah.
But we kind of boiled them down to what's in front of us right now, and I am excited to see some of these games, especially one. Like I wasn't expecting this one to be
Yeah.
the one that I'm like, okay, this one's like my number one out of this
Yeah.
one. So
Intriguing. Okay.
let's start with something that's been around for a while. I've played it. I enjoyed it when I used to play horror games. But
Mhm.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is coming to the cloud, which is
Yeah.
Nintendo's version of it, and it's coming out December 16th. And you even asked me this. You were like,
Yeah.
"Isn't this already on Switch?" But apparently
Yeah.
it's not. This game is amazing. I think this is a really, really solid game.
Yeah.
Really reinvigorated Resident Evil. Um,
Yeah.
so for me, I think it belongs in the A or S tier.
Okay.
But I don't know how good it's going to run on Switch.
And that's what I'm getting at, right? So I'm looking at it from a whole picture. Just the story and like the gameplay itself is ARS tier. But because it's the cloud version, now cloud games have run a little bit more stable on the Switch, but
Yeah.
only because they can't fit them on a cartridge. But it still has to run on a Switch. And no, no discredit to the Switch. It's a great console, even though it's starting to get a little dated now, as we've seen with the whole controversy with Scarlet and Violet.
Yep.
I think that will hold it back.
Yep.
For me, it's a B tier, like an A minus, a B plus type of thing. I would almost put it B tier just because we don't know how it's going to run on the Switch.
Yeah,
but
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Story wise, it's amazing, but we don't know how it's going to play, and you got to be careful of on the old switcheroo, because they'll do the switcheroo on you. Next up, Dragon Quest Treasures is coming December 9th. This is on the Switch as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know very little about this game.
Exactly. I know it's supposed to be like a loot-based, more of a loot-based type of game. I know Dragon Quest has always had a more popular, like it holds strong, especially in Japan, but more of like the traditional JRPG versions are a lot better and more mainstream than the spin-offs. Like I know Dragon Quest Builders 2 got more traction when it came out, because people, when you say, oh, Dragon Quest Minecraft, it's like, okay, another ripoff, but it actually worked out and was actually good. So when the sequel came out, a lot more people were excited. But Treasures, I don't know. Like, to me, I don't want to just say D tier, but I don't know if I feel comfortable putting it in C tier either, just because it's another spinoff. We don't know how this one is going to go over, and there's really been not a lot. Like, yeah, they put it out, but the marketing push is weak and the hype is weak. So I don't think it's not as strong. Like I would be okay with C or D tier, but I think D tier would be more of what would be suitable.
Just because we don't know, guys, we're going to put it in D tier. Next,
D tier for don't know.
D tier for don't know. High on Life is coming out December 13th. Now, we've seen this game for a while. This is from one of the creators of Rick and Morty. You've probably seen it. It's the talking gun game.
Yeah.
I think this game could go one or two ways, Derek. It could either be an amazing game if they really do well on the first-person shooter, or it could be a pretty good game, but the comedy, the things that the gun say or the knife says, gets really old. The comedy gets old, and that's my concern about this game is, do they have enough dialogue to make this interesting?
Right, because Justin Roiland, as because I think he's also the voice of Morty and Rick. He can't stop talking. Like it's I don't mean this literally, but he's like, he can't shut up. So he is always continuously talking about something, even if it's nothing. I do agree with you a lot. Like the gameplay looks very promising, but it's like, will the dialogue, will the humor run dry after about 2-3 hours in? And will the story become predictable? Like, it's supposed to be zany and crazy, and it's like, okay, is it going to be something we've seen before, or just like old tropes that are just a new coat of paint? Because he did a VR game like for PSVR with like where the eyes were like people in them or what? I forget the name of it. They kind of ran into that issue where it's like, okay, it's a fun game, but the dialogue wears thin after about halfway in. So will High on Life suffer that same fate? The positive is it's going to be day one on Game Pass, so you won't have to feel like you're wasting extra money if you play it on Game Pass and you hate it. I feel like it's a strong C tier for me.
See, I'm gonna be positive here, Derek. I'm gonna give a little positivity here. I think that it will be strong at least for a few hours, like really strong the first 4 hours. I'm gonna just give it 4 hours. It's gonna be great 4 hours. I'm gonna give it the B tier, okay? Because it looks good. It looks good. It's gonna be funny, but if it's able to stick the landing all the way through, it's definitely gonna be higher than that. But we don't know yet, but I'm going to put it at a B.
That's fair. I'm okay with that.
Hello Neighbor is coming too. It's
Dukes.
coming December 6th. This is also coming on to Game Pass. I got into the beta of Hello Neighbor 1.
Yeah.
And they explained literally nothing. But I know this game is like took the world by storm. Hello Neighbor 1. Now we're getting the second one.
And then that spinoff, like not the asymmetrical one where it's like the like one of the neighbors, like one of the part of the crew. What was the other one? Hello Neighbor. It was something. Oh my gosh.
I can't remember.
It was basically like a prequel that explained more of the neighbor's backstory that made him more sympathetic. Like that one was really good story wise. But yeah, like Hello Neighbor 1 literally told you nothing except you have to go explore this creepy man's house, and then if he finds you, he throws you out and gets smarter as you progress.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it'll do well. You know what I mean? Like for them to keep doing this series, like I think it will do well. I'm gonna put it as an A tier. What do you think?
For me, it's a B tier only because again, the marketing, they do it well, like they present it well, but it's like there's really no hype behind it. Like as of late, like in the game's coming out in 5 days, so there's really not any hype behind it. Like it almost feels more the same now. Like that extra new villain that they're showing for Hello Neighbor 2, he's intriguing because that's another factor, and he seems like he's going to be more aggressive than the neighbor itself. So, and go to more extremes to keep you out of fighting stuff. So I think that again, like you said with High on Life, the highs are high, but I'd almost put it at a B tier. But A tier is fine with me too.
Well, I think the next 3 are going to be split between S and A's, and I don't want to muddy the waters here. You know what I mean? I don't want to muddy the waters here because Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion comes out December 13th, and this one is, this was a PSP game.
Yep.
This was a PSP game. It was turn-based and everything, and they have totally reimagined it, did new music for it. They got, a whole orchestra and all of that. They got voice actors. It looks great, Derek. Like it looks amazing, and I almost want to play it. I want to be a one-wing angel. You know what I mean? I want to be a one-wing angel.
Really good. Like, they changed the combat system a little bit, to fit more like for modern consoles, because they had to make it suitable to play on PSP. But they improved it, and it looks really good. Like, it definitely gives me like Final Fantasy 15, like Final Fantasy 7 remake vibes in terms of like the quality they are trying to push. So I've gotten more of like the strong push to play Final Fantasy 7 remake, like that be my first game, and then like go from there. Because 16 is looking really good too. The more I look at that, like it gives me that Witcher vibe that makes me want to like go in and play it. So I don't know. I want to play 7 remake first before I play Reunion, because I feel like even though it's like a side story, like I feel like there'll be a lot of things from 7 remake that'll tie into Reunion.
Yeah.
So
like it'll help establish and understand the character's motivations before you play Reunion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I feel like that's a very like high A tier game for me.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, they've done a ton of work to it. I'm excited for it. Will I play it? God of War. That's all I got to say to that.
Yeah.
All right. 2 remain, Derek. 2 remain. And I'm going with the Callisto Protocol, coming out December 2nd, 1 day from now.
Yeah.
Got the old Troy Baker in this one.
Really?
Yeah, he's the main guy.
How did I not know this? Okay. I'm a little bit behind. I feel terrible.
You should. This is a horror game. These are the developers, the original developers that left EA that worked on Dead Space.
That got out before it got bad.
Yeah, exactly. We saw, trailers of this back at E3 and everything.
Yeah.
The graphics and everything look great. The acting is going to be amazing. I'm 100%. If you're into that style of game, if you're into horror games and all of that, Dead Space, like if you've played Dead Space, you know what you're getting into. I think you're going to have a great time. And I'm going to put this in S tier, man. Like I think they're going to deliver high on this one. So Callisto Protocol, S tier, baby, coming out tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Or tonight, technically, if you wanna get, about say tonight at 11 p.m. If you're one of those people that play it early.
Or if you're watching this any other time than this live stream, it's out right now.
Right, exactly.
I did not put one of these on here. There's 3 games that are coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Literally 3 games. Marvel's Midnight
Oh
Suns,
yeah.
I did not put on the list for some, like, on the pictures.
How
Okay.
dare you?
Just imagine I had a picture. I don't know how it didn't get loaded on here. Just imagine there's a picture of Spider-Man right here where the
Yeah.
mouse is. Okay. Coming out December 2nd. This is Firaxis's stab at doing a Marvel game and everything.
Yeah.
We've only seen a little bit of previews from this game, but the reviews are
Have been
not
positive.
Well,
Well,
a lot
how
of
about
people,
this? They're
a
more
lot
mixed, but
a lot of people have been positive on that, but the
yeah.
ones that I really trust
No,
have not liked this game.
no. To be fair, to play devil's advocate, the previews were rough. Like
Yeah.
I know Greg Miller was like, "Oof, no, no, no."
Yeah.
Like, and I get, like, after going back and, like, because the game, like, the graphics are not. Granted, XCOM, like, strategy type of games have never had, like, strong
Yeah.
graphical presentations, but, like, looking back and, like, seeing some of, like, the character animations and, like, hearing about some of the stuff you do, I'm like, man, this looks like some PS3 type of, like, early
Yeah.
games back in the day, like, gameplay structure, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know about this one. So I think it does hurt it. Like, I still think it's like a strong B tier, but or it could be well, maybe not a strong, but it definitely could be a B tier. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not looking promising for old Midnight Suns in terms of, like, now the story could be great, and the
Yeah.
gameplay, like, once you get into, like, the card based system, it could be great, but in terms of, like, side stuff, probably will hurt it a lot.
From the reviews that I've watched and the discussions that I like, people that I absolutely trust, okay, that play and review and all of that. The game is extremely repetitive. Like, you might enjoy it for the first, 2 hours, but it becomes super repetitive.
Yeah.
There's no cover system, which works for a while, but then gets extremely annoying
Right.
after a while. The side quest and, like, the story stuff, like with the characters, doesn't work. Like, the overall story works, but, like, the things that you do to, like, build morale and trust is, like, super awkward. And just, like, overall, like, the way that it was described was A tier idea, B tier execution.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So for me, I would put it at a B.
Yeah.
Like, probably a C to be 100% honest, but a B at least. At most on there. But hey, it's not even on our list. Carter, editor, put a picture of it on the C tier.
Right.
And then the last one, which Derek, I'm actually excited about this. It's coming out tomorrow as well.
Really?
I
Okay.
am. I was watching some stuff. Need for Speed Unbound is coming out December 2nd. And I have not been, like, I played Need for Speed Heat. It was pretty good. Like, it was a solid, I didn't finish it, but I enjoyed the little bit that I played with it. But this one, it's kind of got me, like, feeling some, like, Need for Speed Carbon, which is, like, the last one that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Need for Speed Underground 2 is my favorite of all time. But Carbon was really good after that. But Unbound has got, like, this anime, this kind of, like, graphics on the screen. Like, it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just I'm digging it. You know what I mean? Will I buy it right off? Probably not.
No.
Probably not, but I'm digging it, Derek. So I'm giving it the old college try here. I'm going to put it as an A tier. I'm putting it as A tier. What do you think?
I don't agree with it. Just now, mainly because I'm not the hugest racing fan.
Mhm.
And I don't get anime vibes. I definitely get more of, like, Jet Set Radio type thing. But I feel like it tries to be too much like of an imitator instead of, like, an innovator. I don't know. It's promising. Like, again, I forget if I talked about it with you or my former boss at my other job. It feels like why would you announce it like back in like late September, early October, and then have it released in December? It's like the whole push to basically like I get it, like it's like out now, so it makes you feel better that it's going to be ready. They're not going to like put a bunch of stuff that you don't like into it, or like delay it and to put stuff that you don't like into it. But it just feels like it's like boom, boom. Let's get it out to put something on the financial earnings call by the end of the year. Um, so I have a little bit of hesitation with that in terms of the push, but I would at least put it on B tier for me. But you can veto, like, if you want to, put it on A tier. I'd be fine, just because of like we haven't had a good Need for Speed game in a while, so we're due for one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just think this is going to be better than these three. You know what I mean?
I mean, and not to say that it deserves to be on the same breath, but it's like we were due for a good Sonic game, and Sonic Frontiers has pretty much delivered for the most part.
Yeah.
So why can't Need for Speed?
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. There is our December game releases for 2022. Let me know which one you're picking up down in the comments right now. Put it down there. Which one you going? Which one you downloading it right now? You going to a midnight release in some unknown location, because they don't do those anymore.
Yeah,
Derek's waiting with right there. He's got your copy. You just got to find him.
No, you gotta find the copy. I buried it somewhere. You just gotta find
it. He geocached that thing. Oh, all right, guys. Let's catch up on chat real quick, and then we're gonna get into the news this week. And we got a lot of good stuff. But yeah, I'm excited, man. There's a lot of good games coming out. And guys, let us know. Are you picking any of these up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I was still into horror games, I might try out the Callisto Protocol, but I ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and especially with Dead Space remake literally being next month.
True.
True know, it's hard to like get excited for that. Well, and it's going to be frustrating too for people who like that genre. It's like, all right, play Callisto Protocol next month, play actual Dead Space, and it's like, oof, do I want to play back-to-back games that are so similar?
Yep.
So,
yeah, that's hard to do. Trust me, it's hard to do, especially like playing the.
Oh man, we are 2 months away from Hogwarts Legacy. Can you believe that,
dude? I'm so excited for Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, and we're over a month away from Forspoken as well.
That is right. That is right.
Unless they delay it again.
we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here, but let's get into the gaming news that you need to know. Here's the gaming discussion this week. First up, Super Mario Brothers movie officially put out a trailer. They did a little live stream with Mr. Miyamoto.
Mm-hmm.
Had Seth Rogen on there with his chuckle. You know what I mean? He did his chuckle and all that good stuff. But we got a trailer. We watched this Tuesday, but we're going to watch it tonight on the NerdCave News. So let's check it out, Derek. Have you watched this?
I have, and I have thoughts.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
I don't get sound. I'm not getting sound on my end, by the way.
You're not getting sound.
No.
What's wrong with you, man?
Me? Why is it all stopping me?
Derek's messing stuff up, guys.
Kevin.
Did you unmute it? Because it has a.
Try it now. Okay, now we're good.
So see what I got to deal with, guys. Mario! All right.
That's the goal.
Like, it looks good.
It does.
Okay.
Not sure if you know who I am, but I'm about to rule the world.
Just saying.
Yay.
But there's one problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
You don't say.
The mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
Like, I didn't say all that.
Yeah.
Together, we
The throne room looks so good.
Yes.
Wow, look at us. We're adorable.
Oh. But-
Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now! Ah! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
I love that they got the power ups.
Out there
yes.
with a lot of galaxies. They're all counting on us.
I love that there's like pipes connecting everything.
Yep.
No pressure.
The multiverse is all connected. Rainbow Road, like that's such a random but great throw in.
Like it looks so good, dude.
No, like it definitely looks great. I'm excited. Like I definitely like the fact that they added like level design elements in there. Like I just like how it's like a spinning thing because it's supposed to be spinning fireball.
Yeah, but it looks like basketballs.
Exactly, and it still hits them. It's so great. And then like the falling like little bricks. I am thoroughly impressed by Anya Taylor-Joy's iteration of Peach. I definitely think she'll kill it. She'll probably be one of the better things of, because you know, for any Mario people out there who've played a long time, Peach has always been in like the mainline games a background character, the damsel in distress, if you will. And in this one, it's like she's just taking center stage right up there with Mario. So now whether that'll stick true throughout the movie, TBD. But I love her. I love it was just a trailer or whatnot, but I love her performance and portrayal in this one. I'm still not sold on Chris Pratt as Mario. Like there are certain parts in there, but like the beginning, it's like, let's go. I'm like, I understand like the scene and like the acting you have to do, like what's going on in that scene. But it just felt like he's just like, all right, let's go. Like it felt like so uninspired. Like it felt like he was just like saying it to get out the line or whatever. So probably a little too nitpicky, but I'm still not sold on Chris Pratt. Now maybe that's just by pre notions on the games and like hearing the Italian accent. Like it's not even the accent for me. It's just like, I don't know. Like when I think of Chris Pratt, I don't think Mario.
Yeah, I think I like my opinion. Like I thought it was much better than the first trailer. Like him, specifically. Like I thought it was much better. The performance and everything, and you know, it's like he's gonna be Mario. You know what I mean? It's just like we could either get hung up on Chris Pratt being Mario, or we can enjoy the movie because he's Mario.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's easy to pick it apart and all that good stuff, but like I'm at the point it's just like this trailer made me feel a little bit more comfortable with him doing it.
Yeah.
Could we have gotten Charles Martinet? Yeah, we could have, but we don't.
No.
So, you know, we got who we got and everything. Plus, he's got star power. You know what I mean? Like Chris Pratt puts butts in seats, you know? And that's just the truth of it. And I know a lot of people don't like him, but he puts butts in seats. So, you know, overall, like, dude, like it looks so good. Like Jack Black as Bowser is great. Charlie Day as Luigi, like, is perfect. Like, you know, in Keegan Michael Key, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as Toad, I thought he was doing a good job as well. We haven't heard Rogan speak as Donkey Kong yet. Joe's over here, my boy Donkey Kong. But Miyamoto was talking about that Donkey Kong in this one is going to be more like the original Donkey Kong than what we've seen in like, you know, Tropical Freeze and all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be more of like that version, which is more like kind of mischievous and more that kind of way. They redesigned him for this movie to fit more of that kind of version. But I'm gonna jump out on a limb here, Derek. Here's my prediction. Okay. The reason why he's there is he is trying to get forces to go against Bowser, and he is in Donkey Kong's dimension or galaxy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is. And
He's trying to do a team up thing.
yes, and he's trying to gather people to the cause and all of that. He's going to the different places to get all the different, people that we've known and seen and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So like, yeah, that's my prediction
Okay.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
looks great, man.
Okay. So when I forget, I know it's next year, but when's that release date? Do you remember?
April 23rd, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right. I remember the 23rd. I just didn't remember what month.
Yeah, it's April. Let's look. Super Mario movie. Yep. Yellow Hat Gang. April 7th, 2023.
Oh, okay. Okay, 7th. Wow. Okay.
Yep. Not that far away, guys. Not
No.
that far away. But I'm excited about it, Derek. I know so many people will be there. Like maybe we have a NerdCave viewing. You know what I mean? We go to the old Cinemaplex.
Yeah.
Because that's what people call movie theaters these days, the Cinemaplex.
Cinemaplex.
And we go watch some Super Mario Brothers. Let us know. Are you excited for it? Let us know. We got some Xbox news, Derek. We got to jump into this. We're
Sony ponies are talking Xbox. What do
I
you
know.
mean?
We're at 50 minutes into this episode, bro. And we're on Dose news article. Our Xbox news starts with Microsoft sued for allegedly exploiting Activision's weak and wounded stat for a $69 billion acquisition.
So multiple regulatory bodies still have yet to approve the deal, and to make matters worse, a new lawsuit has been brought forward to Microsoft alleging that the tech giant, quote, knowingly exploited the harassment scandal and its commercial leverage over Activision precisely to offer Bobby Kotick a way to save his own skin. The lawsuit calls the $69 billion deal a, quote, bargain price for Activision and says that Microsoft, quote, conspired with Kotick and the board to help them evade the personal and professional consequences of that scandal. Microsoft denies these allegations, saying that the, quote, proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard was negotiated lawfully and fairly. Unlike other roadblocks on Microsoft's way to acquiring Activision Blizzard, this has almost nothing to do with Call of Duty. This seems that the suit brought forward by a pension fund in Delaware's Chancery Court is more zeroed in on how the acquisition could conveniently let Kotick and other high-level executives or board members avoid the fallout of the allegations toward them regarding the atrocities the public learned of it in the last 2 years. My thoughts? I get what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
But 69 billion is not chump change. You know what I mean? Like, especially, I know we're crossing streams here. Because I posted something I think last week about how the CW acquisition was basically free. Like they just basically said, "Here, take this off our hands, please." So it's 69 billion. If that's a bargain deal, I hate to see what like a real deal would have looked like. To be fair, but you always, again, you can make an argument. But I feel like because of the situations, Microsoft is more looking at it as being like swooping in, being a guardian angel. Like this, hey, we can right this ship. Y'all make great games, and we can see a great ROI on our investment.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to help you go back to making great games and not being a punchline or being the butt of everyone's joke.
Yeah.
Now, as far as Kotick and him trying to get off scot-free. Correct me if I'm wrong, but last year when we talked about it, like in the beginning of the show, this was one of the hot and heavy topics we had. Mm-hmm. And Kotick was basically wanting to stay and still help run and like be part of it. But once all the scandal news got out, he's just like, you know what? I want to step away from it. Now his buyout is stupid. Like, he's still basically he is in a way getting off scot-free, but it's not because Microsoft's buying him. It's because he knows that because of how his contract is structured before they were even considering buying him, or Activision, before buying Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
He was going to make off like a bandit anyway. So even if this didn't happen, he was going to get forced out and still would have made this, egregious payday. So I think there's some truth to what they're saying, but overall, I don't think that's what the result is.
Yeah, because, when it really comes down to it, it's called a golden parachute for a reason. You know what I mean? Could there have been some, insider knowledge? Yeah.
Possibly.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't doubt it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But saying 69 billion with a B, as you'd like to say, is getting a deal is crazy. You know what I mean?
It's more money than either of us will see on our lifetimes.
I don't know about that, man. You know what I mean? But like thinking about it, it's like, is Activision stock really worth that much?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you think about it, it's like they've got WoW, they've got Call of Duty, which is the best selling game every year. Which just prints money.
Even the bad ones.
You got Overwatch. You've got great games. I like 69 billion is like just like the only people that can buy it is Microsoft. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Right.
Like the only other company that could possibly buy it is Amazon, which they're not going to do.
No.
Because like they see Twitch and all of that as a burden. Gaming is a burden already. So, but that they're the only one, like Jeff Bezos has that kind of money, could buy something, but he's out as president. He's just getting his money now. You know what I mean? Like Sony doesn't have that money to throw around.
No.
And Microsoft, they came a courting,
Yeah. So like, hey, we can tidy you off, like dust you off, get you a shower, and we can make you look good again.
Yeah. So, I think this is people trying to
stop the deal.
I don't know. This pension fund brought forward by a pension fund in Delaware's Chancery Court. It kind of makes me feel like it's people that are working for the company that want to see
not get his money.
Yeah, that they get some sort of compensation, which, what has happened is, clearly not right. We've talked about this ad nauseum, in other shows as well, but it's like, it's not Microsoft's fault that these things have happened. And should people get off scot-free? No, they shouldn't. Like that's not like Microsoft's decision. Like once they own the company, they're going to clear house. Like they've already stated that they're going to clear house. Phil Spencer, he's already talked about that.
And a lot of people have already left once they saw the writing on the wall. They're like, well, let's just go ahead and make your job easier. I'm out.
Yeah, except for Bobby. He's like, you know what? I'm getting voted in by the board again until y'all buy us. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to make that money. So, again, it's not Microsoft doing this. It is, it's bad people that have done bad things, which we saw the lady that sent that really weird email that was like,
oh yeah, it's like, this is not the same Activision that I was a part of, or like it's I don't see this. I'm like, oh gosh, okay, tone deaf, got it.
Yeah, she left like a few weeks ago.
Right.
So like you said, people were leaving and all that good stuff. Well, let's talk about some good stuff, Derek. One of my favorite controllers of all time has been the Microsoft the Xbox 360 controller. Is probably, other than the 360, is probably my favorite controller, followed by the PS4.
Okay, that's fair.
Just because like the amount of gaming on both of those consoles are very close. I think I did more gaming on the 360. But I do love my PS5 controller, I'm not even gonna lie.
To commemorate the 17th anniversary of the release of the Xbox 360, video game peripheral maker Hyperkin has officially announced today that it is resurrecting the iconic video game controller. As noted in a press release, the Hyperkin Xenon is an officially licensed wired gaming controller replicating the iconic controller that served as the primary gamepad for Microsoft's second home gaming console. The device is named after the codename used for the Xbox 360 ahead of its official unveiling at E3 2005. The Xenon will be compatible with the Xbox Series X and S and Windows 10 and 11 devices. As you can see from the images, the Hyperkin Xenon is a slightly modernized take on the Xbox 360 controller. The most notable changes are the dedicated menu, view, and share buttons commonly found on the latest iteration of the Xbox Series X and S controllers. This is not the first time Hyperkin has brought back an Xbox controller from the dead. In 2018, the company released a replica of the Duke, the first controller for the original Xbox known for its oversized design. And then in 2021, to celebrate the release date for the original Xbox and Halo Combat Evolve, Hyperkin released the Xbox 20th Anniversary and Halo 20th Anniversary Cortana Edition variants of the Duke controller. The Hyperkin Xenon will be available in 4 colors: black, white, pink, and red. No release date or price has been announced yet, sadly. However, Hyperkin is expected to release the Xenon controller sometime early next year.
Man, that stinks. I was hoping for a blue because the controller that I played the most with, I still have it somewhere in all of this, is a blue Xbox 360 controller, man.
Now, was it more of like the baby blue or was it like the metallic blue?
No, it was just kind of like a like the blue that you're wearing right now is kind of like the color controller color and everything. So it was like a royal blue. That's what I would call that.
You. Okay.
I loved it, man. I played so much that, like, you know how like the thumb pads would like have like had like a top, bottom, and left and right, like where you could feel like the you know, those were gone. It was like baby smooth as much as I played on that thing.
Right.
So I like that they're doing this, you know, that like not everybody's going to want to buy an Elite controller, you know, not everybody's going to want to buy the Duke because, man, that thing is ugly. You know, but you know, that's some people's first controllers, or, you know, they've spent so much time playing on it or whatever. But the 360 controller, that's my baby. That's my baby. Cody said, talking about, you know, me never seeing $69 billion. He said, nah, man, with inflation like it's going, you'll need $69 billion to buy Five Guys and a shake in a couple of years.
Don't wish that on us.
Hopefully
You're
not.
wrong either.
Hopefully we don't turn into Venezuela where money means absolutely nothing down there now.
Right.
On to something that
another thing we love.
I'm like looking forward to this, but it's like what we will get. Are we going to get something good, or are we going to get something half baked?
How will they ruin it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. EA Sports College Football won't be released until summer 2024.
So speaking to ESPN, EA Vice President and General Manager Daryl Holt said the long wait for college football's announcement in early 2021 is due to them building the game from scratch. Quote, that's the best date for us to bring the game that we think is going to meet or exceed our player expectations and cover the breadth and scale of what we want in the game. We're trying to build a very immersive college football experience. He also assured that ESPN that college football won't just be a reskinned version of EA's Madden NFL series. Quote, we want to make sure that it is distinctly, uniquely college football. If someone's worried about it being a clone of Madden or something else, that's not our intent and not the way we're approaching this. Though no release date or window has been announced previously, internal documents reportedly revealed that EA was targeting a July 2023 launch, meaning the 2024 announcement will likely cause disappointment among fans who've been waiting for a new entry since 2013. Holt did share a number of features coming to college football, though, confirming that fan favorites Dynasty Mode and Road to Glory would return, letting players lead a school's entire football program and single athlete's career, respectively. Dynasty was on the top of everyone's mind and on top of everyone's list. That's been something that I think we are passionately focused on and want to make sure that we can get right as possible for year one with still foundational elements to build on as we go forward. Finally, he revealed that over 120 colleges will be featured in the game, though wasn't able to share details on who had committed, who hadn't, or if FCS schools would be included.
Or HBCUs.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
You're good. I just wanted to make sure we got that in there as well. You know, it like I remember us talking about this like 6 months ago or something like that. When, you know, we got the leaked document that they were looking at July 2023. Yeah. And, you know, like we're like, okay, it'd be awesome, but we're like, don't get your hopes up. You know what I mean? Like when you're really working on these kind of games, like there's no set in stone kind of stuff. But you know, NCAA, which I'm sure that's what it's going to be called, not college football, but NCAA, you know, like those were my favorite games.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
especially to whoop me on, right?
yeah, until you learn how to play defense, and then you know what I mean? Like after that,
What do
it
you
was
mean? I didn't need to play cover 3 every time, you know?
yeah. But I'm looking forward to getting back into that. I always enjoyed playing Dynasty mode and Road to Glory. I never was into Madden, so hearing that they're not just going to reskin Madden makes me feel a lot better about the game overall.
Right. And having because there's I think like 100 like just Division 1 FPS schools, there's like 130. So having all but mostly 10 is very promising as well. And two, I think because they want it because we're in this college football playoff. It's 4 teams, but they just approved but at the beginning of this college football season, they just voted on to expand it to a 12-team playoff. I don't think it'll be next year. I think it'll be like 2 or 3 years from now is when they started. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah,
probably am. But I think they also want to time it with the release of the expanded playoff. That way they can just put it in there and not be behind the 8 ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, only time will tell. We're looking at summer 2024. It might be later than that. We don't know. We'll kind of see what it's going to be. Like I'm talking about year, not like date wise. Because they're going to want to get ahead of the actual season starting and everything whenever they do release it.
Yeah, because it normally starts in September. Back in the day, it used to release in July, so it'd be perfect. It would be July for NCAA and then August for Madden.
Yep.
So I think they want to stay out of Madden's way, but also, like you said, start before the season does. So I feel like July I think they want to go back to that July release date.
Yeah, it always annoyed me where it was like trade in your NCAA copy for Madden. I was like, why?
Yeah,
like why? I love my NCAA. Like I love that
because GameStop trade credit, Zach.
Yeah, I know. We'll give
That's
you
the
2.
only time your games had value.
We'll give you 2 rusty nickels made out of wood. It's like how are they rusty if they're made out of wood? Yes. I don't know, Pierre. I don't know. But what I do know is we're going to talk about some PlayStation news. First up, Sony was reportedly offered a 10-year deal from Microsoft to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation.
And the plot thickens. Call of Duty has unsurprisingly been the sticking point that keeps the deal in limbo. As Sony continues to remain unsatisfied with any response Microsoft puts forward, and now an article from the New York Times alleges another offer was put to Sony just 10 days prior, or I guess they missed in a word, 10 prior to the Monday report. The report claims an offer was presented to Sony on November 11th, which promised to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years, with Sony declining to comment. Many players might understandably be shaking their heads as it feels like they've gone back and forth on this issue time and again. Phil Spencer has previously said that he's open to a, quote, long-term commitment to keep the franchise on PlayStation. Quote, this New York Times report says that on November 11th, Microsoft offered Sony a 10-year deal to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation, according to Jeff Keighley. We think Call of Duty will be on PlayStation as long as players want to play Call of Duty on PlayStation. And that's not a competitive threat against PlayStation, that's just a pragmatic way of looking at it, Spencer said just last week when speaking to The Verge. Saying that Call of Duty will be on PlayStation as long as there's PlayStation people wanting to play it, and saying it'll be there for another 10 years are not the same. But Spencer also pointed to the reality of any contract Sony and Microsoft could potentially write up on the issue. In the same interview with The Verge, he said, quote, it's not about at some point I pull the rug underneath PlayStation 7's leg and it's like, aha, you just don't write that contract long enough. There's no contract that could be written that says forever. And that's just the truth of the matter. It's unlikely either company will be willing to sign any kind of, quote, forever contract. It's much more logical to think it's a long-term contract, say for 10 years, is even signed and reevaluated when the time comes. Sony is, however, just one party that needs convincing, and it might not even be the top of Microsoft's priority list. Of course, they have the battles with the FTC, UK's CMA, and all that stuff. I'm not saying that the long-term deal wasn't in place, but I don't know if that was just a peace Sony, like a peace offering, and Sony just said, no, we don't take your olive branch. But I'm at the point now where I'm just like, Phil, like, how many times does Phil have to say it before it sticks in your craw? Sony, like, Jim Ryan, how much more convincing do you need? Like, my goodness, can we quit talking about this?
Yeah, I know. It's like every week I'm just like, I'm tired of talking about this. For me, Derek, a
Yeah.
10-year deal is kind of crazy. All right,
Yeah.
especially like in like gaming years. Like 10
Oh,
years
yeah.
is a long time. Like, you know,
Console cycles don't even last that long.
not anymore. You know what I mean? Like we used to back in the day, but they don't
Yeah.
anymore. But like 10 years is a really long time for any franchise to, you know, say, hey, we're going to be a part of your ecosystem. And, you know, Phil has time and time again proven that he is a man of his word. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you think about it, it's like everything that he's done. You look at Minecraft, it's everywhere. Like, he's
Yeah.
not dumb. He's making
No.
they're making money hand over fist.
Yeah.
And like he has shaped like Microsoft into a really great place. Like the next like 5 to 10 years with Xbox is going to be amazing because they're finally going to start putting out games. But he is willing to work with Sony. He is trying to work with Sony. And
we're trying.
I feel like Sony is delaying the inevitable, to be really honest. Like, I really do. I think they're delaying it. You know, will the FTC and all of these, you know, organizations push it through? You know, I think eventually they will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're looking at all these things, and the only person that's like really crying wolf is Sony, you know?
Yeah. This feels very like when Epic was like, hey, let's make Fortnite crossplay. And Sony was like, no, you can do any other console can. We don't play ball. And then after about a couple months, they finally gave in. So this feels like that whole song and dance all over again, where it's like, we want Call of Duty only on PlayStation. It feels like, or I mean, to come on PlayStation still. And it feels like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. No, you don't hear us. We want it on PlayStation forever. And feels like, dude, just take the win here.
It reminds me of that episode of SpongeBob where they let Manta Ray out, and it's like Patrick with his wallet is like, is this your wallet? No. It's like, but this is your driver's license, right? Yes. So this is your wallet. No, it's not. You know what I mean? That's how Sony's playing this right now, and it's annoying. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm about to put it on the ban list if we keep talking about You're like, oh, that's how it feels. Dan, welcome to the stream. We hope that you're doing well tonight. Let's jump into our second topic of the PlayStation news. God of War Ragnarok director expresses interest in working on a Castlevania game.
Speaking on the Kinda Funny Games spoiler cast, Eric Williams asked for fans to help, quote, make it happen before adding, I just got into so much trouble. You guys can make it happen because you have the audience of the world here. I don't know what I'm doing next, but if somebody gives me that Castlevania license, we would love to make that. This is intriguing. But I also feel like it would be too similar to the original trilogy, like depending on how they make it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very promising. I would almost want to see what they do with a new IP, though.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see something new. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they would do an amazing job with Castlevania. Like, I think they could do a good job. But I would love to see, and it would be kind of similar to what they're doing right now, but I would love to see a Ghost Rider game.
Ooh.
Done, you know, much akin to like the Chains of Olympus and all of that. Like if we're doing like the Rojas version of Ghost Rider and everything, but it would be interesting. It'd be cool driving around in your car, you know, it's like all that cool stuff. Like the combat would be awesome. The storytelling would be amazing. And Marvel is really wanting that from their games. Like look at Spider-Man and Wolverine that's coming out. We're getting Spider-Man 2 next year, bro.
And yeah, my gosh, I can't. Please release date at Game Awards or Riot, or at least the release window. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I was going to say that like Insomniac has gotten a shot at 2 Marvel properties now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. Like we obviously they nailed Spider-Man back in 2018.
Yep.
Don't know. Like obviously we're still years away from even sniffing Wolverine. But just that prospect alone is great. But I think especially since I mean, yeah, Ghost Rider would definitely be intriguing, but going back to Castlevania, Konami's not doing jack with their IP, so it's like let someone else create it. You know what I mean? That's the only
Yeah.
devil's advocate I'd make. But again, but I don't want to run the risk of Sony also just becoming like a Marvel, Marvel
Yeah,
Studios,
exactly.
but
Like, I just wish Sony would just buy Konami and be done with it because I'm so tired
yeah.
of them like owning any of those IPs. I'm so
Let
tired
me
of it.
let me bring those Marvel and Konami together. Just go to the thing from Age of Ultron at the end credit scene where Thanos is grabbing the Infinity Gauntlet. Fine, I'll do it myself. Like that's Sony buying
Yeah.
Konami.
If only. If only.
Right.
Um, Dan says it's kind of sad that Patrick has a license and SpongeBob doesn't.
Oof, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Let's move on to the PlayStation Quickies.
so to start off, speaking of the future, PS6 release isn't expected before 2027, according to confidential Sony document.
Very
PS5
confidential.
owners- right. All right, Ubisoft. PS5 owners in PS5 owners in the US spot big changes to Explore page. Honda looks to put PS5s in its electric vaults as it seeks to compete with Tesla. PSVR 2 upcoming event listed on PS Direct Store, likely another wave of pre-orders coming. Sony's Shuhei Yoshida says PS Plus Extra was created as a best of PS Now collection. Sony reportedly outlines plans to ban shovelware and easy platinum games on PS Store. Sony admits PS Plus is lagging behind Game Pass. The PlayStation Store has a demos section once again. PS Plus is not allowed on Xbox, while Sony has, quote, blocked Game Pass from PlayStation. Okay. PS5 Tournaments is now available following extensive beta testing. Sony investigating further in Chinese development program that found games like Genshin Impact. Microsoft calls Sony exclusives titles iconic and are of better quality than Xbox exclusives. New Twisted Metal TV series details revealed. Creators are massive fans of the video game series. Final Fantasy 16 pre-orders are reportedly going live in December. Final Fantasy 16 producer to appear at the Game Awards as release date speculation ramps up. Sony says Battlefield cannot keep up as a competitor to Call of Duty. Shuhei Yoshida says Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy changed PlayStation's fortunes. Another one for you, Zach, is Mr. Kung Fu Master. Sifu's December update adds a replay editor to create short martial arts cinematics of your best moments. Assassin's Creed Valhalla set to leave PS Plus Extra on December 20th. The Dark Pictures Switchback VR announced as a PSVR 2 launch title. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution confirmed for a March 21st release date for PSVR 2. Gran Turismo Boss expects the series to arrive on PC. Uncharted is getting its own roller coaster at Spanish theme park Port Aventura World. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 voice actor sparks hope for new info this week. Weird one. PETA calls for a new God of War Ragnarok mode that removes violence towards animals. Can just PETA go away, please? Like, stay out of video games. Ragnarok DLC is probably not happening, says game director. Ragnarok crowned 2022's best game by Time magazine.
You know, I love when PETA is trying to be relevant.
Right, exactly. Like, remember the virtual whaling in Assassin's Creed 4?
Yeah, but they didn't say anything about Ghost of Tsushima and that whole like whaling village.
That's a good point. What a bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah. Real quick, I think Gran Turismo coming to PC is going to be an amazing thing for the franchise, especially with all the people that have like the steering wheel systems, like the whole rigs and setup and everything, because Gran Turismo is so good. Like it is not an arcadey kind of racing game if you haven't ever played
racing sim.
Yeah. So I think that is going to breathe, like it sells well, but I think it's going to breathe new breath into that franchise, a whole new audience into that. So I'm really, really excited for them. Does it feel like since, you know, I feel like every time we talk about this, Derek, that I'm slowly like putting nails into my coffin to never getting anything.
Yeah.
But does it feel like since Jim Ryan took over that PlayStation has become super petty towards Xbox?
Oh, for sure. Like, this is definitely like them getting putting their big boy pants on after PS4, spanking Xbox One, and them just being like, all right, now we can be jerks again. But yeah, for sure. Like, Jim Ryan has definitely, you are what the face of your company is. You know what I mean? You take on their persona, and he's basically very snooty, very like old school, crusty man type of thing. And he's just like, I don't like you. And I'm going to make sure we let you know I don't like you.
Yeah, it's just strange to me because like Phil celebrates like when things awesome happen. And I think, Shuhei's the same way. Like he celebrates good gaming moments. I wish you, you know what I mean? It would be the top dog, but
baby, come back.
I think it's just because he's older and he doesn't want the responsibility, to be honest. But it just kind of feels weird. It's just like, why are they being so petty all the time about the most small things? Like, oh well, we banned Games Pass. It's like,
okay,
all right, you weirdo. It's just, and then Sony says Battlefield can't keep up as a competitor of Call of Duty. It's like, why are you even commenting on that? It's like, that's not your game. Like, neither one of those are your games.
First of all, no first-person shooter can keep up with Call of Duty at this point. Second of all, why did you have to slight Battlefield like that? Like, you could have easily worked out some kind of marketing deal with Battlefield, and now you just squandered it.
Well, it's like making fun of the ugly person. You know what I mean? It's like they already know they're ugly. They already know they're ugly. It's like, like it's like an 80s, like, high school romance movie. It's like they just got to take the glasses off and they might look a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before prom. But yeah, like it just feels weird, man. You know what I mean? It's like they've got so many good things going on, but then it's like, then they start being petty. And I'm like, why are we being petty? Just make games. Yeah. That's all I want you to do is make games and put Shuhei out there just to talk to people.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Shu. Talk to me, Shu.
Sweet nothings in my ear.
Derek, we're not done yet. We got one last segment, guys, and I hope that you're ready. I hope that Derek's been training. I hope he hasn't lost any speed while he's been on a sabbatical and taking time off to eat some turkey. But Derek, it's time for them quick hits.
So start off, Crystal Dynamics boss says Tomb Raider dev is, quote, excited to show where we're heading in 2023. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy tops 8 million players in its first year. Sonic creator Yuji Naka reportedly arrested following Square Enix insider trading investigation. Sonic Frontiers is the new foundation for future Sonic titles, says Takashi Iizuka. The Dark Pictures anthology looks set to go back to space, or looks set to go to space in season 2 with Directive 8020. Gearbox fully acquires Risk of Rain franchise. Fallout New Vegas directors willing to go back to the series. Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden reboots reportedly confirmed by Team Ninja. Multiversus Season 2 Battle Pass is even more of a grind than Season 1. Assassin's Creed Valhalla New Game Plus is not happening despite fan requests. Ubisoft sets up Assassin's Creed with free DLC mission for Valhalla, or the next Assassin's Creed game, Mirage. Splinter Cell Remake team hopes to have the entire game playable without killing anyone. Ubisoft PC games returning to Steam starting with Valhalla. AEW Fight Forever gets a 2023 release window. Dead Space Remake has rebuilt the USG Ishimura from scratch, complete with updated Zero-G mechanic. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course DLC Wave 3 release date set for December 7th. That is less than a week from now. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water. Oh, excuse me. Rumor. Star Wars Jedi Survivor release date announcement set for the Game Awards. Please, just give it to me. Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 reaches 25 million players in just 5 days. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 free weekend reportedly set for December 15th. Rumor, Call of Duty is getting a Simon Ghost Riley spin-off campaign. Microsoft argues that COD players do not drive platform adoption. Crash Bandicoot Wumpa League reportedly leaks. Rainbow Six Siege crossplay and cross-progression confirmed for December 6th. Rumored AAA Alien game codenamed Marathon is in the works. Elden Ring wins Ultimate Game of the Year at Golden Joystick Awards. Life is Strange True Colors studio is hiring for a new AAA adventure game. Netflix appears to be developing a AAA PC shooter at New Game Studio. Deus Ex Go, Hitman Sniper, and other former Square Enix Montreal games set to shut down. The FTC may reportedly file an antitrust lawsuit to block Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. Activision is prepared to, quote, fight to get Microsoft's acquisition approved. Dead Island 2 showcase set for December 6th. Grand Theft Auto 6 release date expected for 2024, reveals Microsoft in a CMA document. The King of Fighters 15 Season 2 launching in January alongside new character Shingo Yabuki. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet achieve best launch weekend sales in Nintendo history. Hogwarts Legacy to reveal, quote, exclusive content at CCXP on December 3rd. That's 2 days from now. And NBA 2K21 servers officially shutting down on December 31st. Marvel's Midnight Sun features around 65,000 lines of voice dialogue. James Gunn confirms future DC games will be connected to the DCU. Street Fighter 6 is rated in South Korea. Suggests release date could happen soon. CD Projekt Red confirms The Witcher 1 remake will be open world, but won't release until after Witcher 4. Starship Troopers Extermination has been announced. Jurassic World Evolution 2 Dominion Malta expansion brings new species, islands, and more on December 8th. Far Cry 6 Lost Between Worlds DLC releases on December 6th, and New Game Plus update is now live. PUBG confirms Vikendi Reborn is now launching on December 15th for consoles. Gotham Knights update adds 4-player Heroic Assault and 2-player Showdown mode. Overwatch 2 Season 2 adds new map, Battle Pass, holiday events, and more. Beyond Good and Evil 2 reportedly on the, quote, blocking phase. It looks like Tekken 8 will be showcased at the Game Awards. Star Wars Eclipse won't be a skin of Detroit, claims David Cage. Street Fighter 6 second closed beta test to kick off on December 16th. Sonic Frontiers post-launch content to include new characters and story content. Goodbye Volcano High delayed till summer. Fallout TV show has a fresh story separate from the games. Todd Howard's Indiana Jones game is a quote unique mashup of different genres. Bethesda is working on another mobile game. New month, so of course new free games for Xbox and PlayStation. First up, your Xbox games with gold for December are Cult Canyon for the entire month, and from December 16th to January 15th, you get Bladed Fury. For your PS Plus Essential games for December, you get Biomutant on the PS5 and PS4, Divine Knockout on PS5 and PS4, and Mass Effect Legendary Edition on the PS4.
Might be playing that Mass Effect one day. Man, that was a long list. Todd Howard walks out on stage. I just had to say that one. Having the DC games connected to the DC EU or DCU, whichever way, however they're going to say it, I think they're killing the DC EU and they're doing DCU now. It can get muddy. Like I feel like it would be like, oh well, like how it is with Marvel stuff now. It's like, oh well, you didn't watch, season 2 of this show, and it's like, no, I didn't watch that. Well, you didn't watch, the holiday special. It's like, no, I didn't watch that. You know what I mean? Like, it can get to a point where it's like you have to do so much to keep up on everything. So it could be a blessing or a curse, depending on how it goes and everything. But excited to see where it goes. Microsoft argues that COD players don't drive platform adoption. I think that's in one way, yes, but where people play, like your friends play, is where you want to play.
Yeah. Now in the age of crossplay and crossplay, that could be true. But PlayStation didn't buy the marketing rights from Call of Duty on the PS4, for nothing. That definitely that had nothing to do to influence sales on one console or another. Not at all. Yeah,
exactly. Just like when they had it on the 360. You didn't like. Not all of my friends played, Call of Duty on the 360, and then when it went to PlayStation, they all played on PlayStation. This whole like crazy insider trading investigation with the Sonic creator. What in the world is going on there? Like, I don't even like. That sounds crazy sauce. I got to look into that a little bit more. And then Marvel's Guardians topping 8 million players. Good job. I love that game. That game is so good. And you need to go play it, everybody. You need to
I
go
definitely need to play it.
You haven't played it?
Mm-mm.
Dude, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Get your life together, Derek. That's been on like a year, right?
Ragnarok right now.
Right? That was out last year?
Yes, it came out last October.
Yeah. Get your life together, Derek.
Yeah.
What were you playing last October?
Whatever Game Club game of the month we were playing at that time.
We weren't doing Game Club then, so don't even try to pull that.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty no.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't at me.
What did we do for Game Club last year? I don't think we were
I
doing.
want to say Rise of the Tomb Raider was around that time. I'm not sure if that was it, but Rise of the Tomb Raider may have been around that time.
But I finished Rise. You didn't. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. And I still finished Guardians. You know what I mean? You'll play it one day. But guys, we hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Nerd Cave News. We're at the end here. You know?
Yeah.
We're about to sing Happy Trails, and we're gonna go off into the sunset. And we hope that you enjoyed it, guys. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that like button. Share the show with somebody that you love. Go check out the podcast version as well. And our awesome merch that you can check out and get you some socks. You know, it's getting cold out there. You can warm them feetsies up, you know. Make sure, let us know what games you're getting this month. You know, we ranked them.
Use that creator code.
Yeah, use that creator code, guys. NerdCave and check out. And go support us over on patreon.com/NerdCave. Become part of the ship, part of the exclusive crew. Get shouted out in each and every episode of the Nerd Cave News. Derek, Pierre, mon ami, baguette. Ha, ha, ha. I enjoyed it as always, my friend. But yeah, this has been Zach.
And Pierre.
Now have a blessed week. Bye. Now I'm going to awkwardly transition over.